Have you ever considered the power that lies within the act of walking away? In the grand theater of life, walking away is often seen as a sign of defeat, a mark of cowardice. But let's flip the script today and delve into the true essence of walking away. It's not about retreating in the face of adversity, but rather about embracing the strength, self-respect, and wisdom that this powerful act can bestow upon us. Imagine you're in a personal relationship that's draining you emotionally, a professional situation that's stifling your growth, or battling internal struggles that are holding you back. In all these scenarios, you have the power to choose, and one of these choices, often overlooked, is the power of walking away. Walking away doesn't necessarily mean giving up. It's about recognizing when a situation, a relationship, or a struggle is no longer serving your best interests. It's about understanding that sometimes the most potent form of action is to disengage, to step back, to walk away. In personal relationships, walking away can be an act of self-love. It's about respecting your emotional well-being enough to step away from toxic or unfulfilling relationships. In professional situations, walking away can be a bold statement of your worth. It's about acknowledging that your skills, your time, and your efforts deserve a space that values and nurtures them. And when it comes to internal struggles, walking away can be the most courageous battle you fight. It's about letting go of the negative self-talk, the crippling self-doubt, and the unhelpful patterns of behavior that are keeping you stuck. The act of walking away is a journey toward self-discovery, a path toward self-empowerment. It's not an easy choice to make, but it's a choice that can lead to growth, peace, and ultimately, a better understanding of oneself. Remember, walking away is not about running from challenges. It's about choosing battles wisely, asserting your worth, and most importantly, prioritizing your peace. Understanding the power of walking away can truly transform the way you navigate through life. Imagine a relationship that drains you, leaves you feeling unappreciated and undervalued. What do? Let's take a journey through the life of someone we'll call Alex. Alex was a bright, compassionate individual who found himself entangled in a relationship that was anything but uplifting. He was constantly belittled, his feelings dismissed, his hopes and dreams trivialized. He was with someone who was emotionally abusive, a person who drained his energy and made him question his self-worth. For years, Alex was trapped in this toxic cycle, believing he was at fault, that he needed to change. He tried to adapt, to compromise, to please, but nothing seemed to work. He was walking on eggshells, living in perpetual fear of upsetting his partner, of triggering another episode of emotional turmoil. One day, Alex found himself staring at his reflection in the mirror, barely recognizing the person looking back. He had lost his spark, his joy, his sense of self. It was a stark realization, a moment of clarity that shook him to his core. He understood then that he was not the problem, the relationship was. Summoning all his courage, Alex decided to take the most difficult step. He chose to walk away. It was a painful process filled with doubt and guilt, but he held on to the belief that he deserved better, that he was worthy of respect and love. In the aftermath of his decision, Alex experienced a profound sense of relief. He began to rediscover himself, to rebuild his self-esteem. He pursued his passions, reconnected with his friends, and most importantly, learned to love himself again. He found that walking away was not an act of defeat, but a powerful declaration of self-respect. Alex's journey is a testament to the transformative power of walking away. It's a reminder that we too have the right to remove ourselves from situations that harm us, that diminish our worth. Remember, you are not obliged to stay in any relationship that undermines your happiness. Walking away from a toxic relationship can be the first step towards self-love and respect. Picture this. You're in a job that no longer fulfills you, a job that stunts your growth. What's your next move? Let's delve into a tale of transformation. Meet Alex. He's been in the same corporate job for over 10 years. He's good at what he does, but there's a problem. Alex feels stuck. His current position has become a monotonous loop, and he yearns for something more. He's not learning, not growing, not feeling the thrill of achievement he once did. Alex begins to ponder his situation. He realizes he's not alone. Many people stay in jobs or careers that don't satisfy them, often out of fear. Fear of the unknown, fear of failure, fear of financial instability. But Alex decides to confront his fears. He realizes that if he wants to grow, he needs to make a change. He needs to walk away. So one day, he does. He hands in his resignation, steps out of his comfort zone, and ventures into the unknown. It's a risk, sure, but Alex believes in his potential. He is hopeful, and he is determined. What follows next is a period of struggle and uncertainty. Alex faces rejection, experiences failure, and there are moments when he questions his decision. But he continues to push forward, continues to learn and grow. He takes on freelance projects, attends workshops, and networks relentlessly. And then, one day, it happens. Alex lands a job in a field he's passionate about, a job that challenges him, that allows him to grow and develop new skills. Suddenly, all the struggles seem worth it. Alex looks back and realizes that walking away from his old job was the best decision he ever made. It was his escape from stagnation, his path to self-discovery, his road to professional growth. Alex's story serves as a reminder that sometimes, in order to grow professionally, we need to let go of the familiar and embrace the unknown. We need to take risks, face our fears, and most importantly, believe in our potential. Sometimes walking away from an unfulfilling job is the best career move you could ever make. What about the battles we fight within ourselves, the guilt, the regrets, the what-ifs that haunt us? Consider this. A man named John has been bearing the weight of a mistake he made years ago. A wrong turn, a misstep, and it cost him greatly. That single moment has cast a long shadow over his life. He's been living in this shadow, burdened by guilt, tormented by regret, and constantly asking himself, what if? John's story is not unique. We all have our shadows, our past mistakes that we've allowed to define our present. We're all living with our own versions of guilt, regret, and what-ifs. But here's the thing about shadows. They're just an absence of light. They're not tangible. They're not permanent. They're simply a reflection of something that's standing in the way of the light. And the light is always there, waiting for us to step out of the shadow and into its warmth. One day John decides he's had enough. He's tired of carrying around this weight. He's tired of letting his past define his present and dictate his future. So he chooses to walk away. He chooses to let go of the guilt, the regret, the what-ifs. He chooses to step out of the shadow and into the light. It's not an easy decision. It's not a quick process. It takes time, it takes courage, and it takes a whole lot of self-compassion. But John does it. He walks away from the internal struggle, from the self-destructive thoughts and emotions that have been holding him back. And in doing so, he finds peace. He finds freedom. He finds a new kind of power. The power of self-preservation, the power of self-love, the power of self-forgiveness. Walking away from self-destructive thoughts and emotions is an act of self-preservation and a path to inner peace. So how do we harness the power of walking away? Recognizing toxic situations is the first step in this journey. It's about understanding that not all environments are conducive to your growth and well-being. Sometimes the air is so heavy with negativity that it's hard to breathe, to think, to be. That's when you know you're in a toxic situation. But recognizing it isn't enough. You have to understand your worth too. You have to realize that you're more than the negativity that surrounds you, that you deserve respect, kindness, and love. You are not defined by the toxic situation you're in, but by the strength you possess to overcome it. Now comes the hard part, making the decision to leave. It's never easy to walk away, especially from situations or people you've grown accustomed to. It's like ripping off a band-aid that's been stuck on for too long. Yes, it's going to hurt. Yes, it's going to leave a mark. But the relief that follows, the breath of fresh air, makes it all worth it. The aftermath of walking away can be a tumultuous time. It's a period of adjustment, of healing, and of rediscovery. You may feel a sense of loss, a void where the familiar once was. But remember, it's also a time for growth, for rebuilding, and for moving forward. It's your chance to fill that void with positivity, with self-love, and with respect. Walking away requires courage. It requires you to put yourself first, to choose your peace over chaos, your growth over stagnation. It's about choosing to walk towards a better future, even if that means leaving the familiar behind. But let's make one thing clear. Walking away is not about giving up. It's not about admitting defeat. It's about recognizing that some battles are not meant to be fought, that some paths are not meant to be walked. It's about choosing yourself, your happiness, your peace. Walking away is not about giving up, it's about choosing yourself. And that, my friends, is the greatest power you could ever possess.